I was born in Charlotte on February 26th, 1963. So we got transferred here, but actually I had roots here. So I had visited Alamance County growing up. And so I knew the area, but it definitely is different than Charlotte. So as far as growing up, and I think the main theme is that in a place like Charlotte that was trying to chase growth, it was, about insurance and banking and entrepreneurship and just making things bigger and better, just such a kind of a go-go city. They were actually looking to involve everyone. So when I look back on my childhood, I had so many different ways that people invited me to be a part of different things that you don't see in a community like Alamance County or Graham or Burlington, where things are a little, it had the history of the mills and the mill owners and the mill workers, and it's not the same. So I really was surprised at that. When I look back, I generally was not, a white female, particularly a white female in Charlotte. I was not treated differently. If anything, I was given more opportunities, like I said, because I came along at the time where people are like, oh, maybe we should have a woman on this committee, or, so mostly, everywhere my identity helped open doors. So really, I hadn't thought much about it until, I did move to Alamance County and was treated differently. Like I didn't realize, in Charlotte, like I said, in my church, they were so excited having, participation from a variety of folks that I used to do the collection plate. Well, when we moved to Burlington, my husband had the opportunity to play golf one Sunday, but he's like, oh, I've got to do the collection plate. I'm like, oh, I've done it before, no problem. And so I show up, I'm like, I'm here to take the collection. Nobody said anything, I did it, And then it went until Sunday school class. So, a couple of years later, somebody's like, I remember when Julie did the collection plate. I'm like, what? I had never, paid any attention that wasn't done at that church, really. So in Charlotte, I was a member of the Explorers Scout group, which was co-ed, and we're high adventure. We did rock climbing and rappelling, and went to Army Ranger training school in Dahlonega, Georgia, and just, So then when I had my two sons, and my younger son was in Boy Scouts, they didn't want moms to help, participate with the Boy Scouts. So that was pretty funny. It was like, okay, all right, that's not what I'm used to. I'm used to, a co-ed situation, but with the scout troop that my son was in, it was very much, the dads and the sons, and they didn't want the moms to do anything. I'm like, but I've camped. I love camping. And then, so I did in Alamance County. I had a request from someone for me to send in my name for the Human Relations Council. So the county commissioners actually turned down my self-nomination. And so for me, they turned me down because I had signed a petition, something about anti-war or something. And I had also too been a part of Alamance Peace Action, which is a group that's more Quaker oriented. So they were not wanting the diversity on the Human Relations Commission. I have the headline that, turned down for the Human Relations Commission because I was, too radical, wanting peace. We're just used to expecting diversity, expecting, to have different people's voices heard. So that's when it was just, so funny for like, no, you can't be on the Human Relations Commission because we think you're too radical. We think you're too much about peace, too much about not bombing people. So, so that's where you're just like, there's something special and different about this place. Yeah, the times are different, and there are different opportunities based on place and based on timing. Does make a difference.
So what would you say is a big lesson you've learned that you hope to pass to your children?
I think to be able to open doors for other people, to notice what perspective is missing, because there's such benefit in having a diverse group, and it's just so much more rewarding. But also too, work to make the change that you want to see happen. Go to visit the restaurant of ethnic food, because we definitely need that diversity. So the type things that you want to see here, whether it's a bicycle shop or a restaurant or whatever, yoga studio, so be sure to support those people that are trying to provide amenities that will make our community better.